So, Sarah, now comes the hard bargaining around coalition building. We heard the deputy PM tell a local radio station that maybe they don't need to even form a coalition. Tell us more.
That's right. She said that the Socialists had enough strength in the Parliament to offer 4 years of stability alone. And she said they would come to understandings and consensus, as she put it, with other parliamentary forces. She also said that they had done that before successfully, referring to the last 10 months when they were in a minority government. Of course, back then they had 84 seats and they've gone up to 123. The party who most likely to support them, Podemos, the left-wing ally, has made it very clear they want seats in the cabinet. Pablo Iglesias said that after the win last night. And we know that before, during the election campaign, Pedro Sanchez hinted that he would allow members of other parties to join his government. Mr. Sanchez may be playing hardball because he knows that he's got a comfortable absolute majority with 180 seats above the 176 majority with the Citizens Party, the Liberals, and that may give him bargaining power. There's also far less need to rely on the Catalan separatist parties. It may be enough to simply ask for one of them to abstain or even to turn to other parties in the parliament. So the Socialists certainly feel that they have more bargaining power. They're now in a meeting, the management of the Socialists, discussing who they should accept support from. And some of the members of that team on the way in said that they were listening to, for instance, members of the Socialists that turned out last night to cheer Pedro Sanchez, but also used the chant, not with Rivera, not with Rivera. It seems as if a lot of the young supporters of the Socialists are not keen on a pact with the Citizens Party.
And the feeling seems to be mutual, Sarah, with a press conference earlier by Ciudadanos, where once again they stated that they were in the opposition. They weren't openly courting at all Pedro Sanchez.
That's right. It seems that they are very keen to become the big force and potentially take over from the People's Party. Their votes came far closer than anybody really expected. And it may be that they see they have more to gain from sticking with the play for the centre-right. Of course, they've made also noises today saying that none of their members, none of their voters voted to keep Pedro Sanchez in the government. But of course, everybody is now fighting the European election at the end of May. And so everything that people say from now until then can be taken probably with a pinch of salt.
All right, so lots of grandstanding between now and then. Hey, Sarah, one final question for you, because we'll be putting it to our panel in the France 24 debate. When you look back now at the results, do you feel as though the press played up Vox, the far-right party, too much, or did they bill it the right way?
I think there was a natural interest in how big Vox could become after what happened in Andalusia in the December election, when they surprised everyone by taking more than expected and getting those 12 seats. I think Vox bigged themselves up. Vox said they would come and save Spain and they would overtake. They let it be known to people, really, that they were on course and could overtake the People's Party and the Citizens Party. That doesn't seem to have happened. I think the focus was necessary, but probably some of us, we probably gave them a lot of media coverage. Now we see 10% of the vote. It still will give them very big clout in the parliament. They'll still be able to put out their messages, and some of their messages actually have trickled into mainstream politics. For instance, they would say just scrap the autonomous regions, centralize everything like in other countries. That's how you stop wasting money. That has been a taboo in Spain. And so some things like that, which might be less radical, but might play out with other parties who say it's time to look at what the competences of the regions are. That might be a voice in Parliament that could offer something besides some of its perhaps more marginalised views, like the carrying of arms and the putting up walls in Ceuta and Melilla.
Sarah